Our university, Satyawacana Christian University, make a history again. For the first time, nearly after almost 70 years, we have engaged with many people from different ethnic, different group, different religion. But only this morning, we inaugurate very important, very significant center. We call it Center for the Study of Religion and Christian-Muslim Relations. To those who not familiar with what the hell this center is, this center is different from PUST. We call it Pusat Studi or Study Center. Maybe this is for Richard also not familiar with the center. So we call here Center of Excellence, not PUST or Study Center or Research Center. This means the COE, or Center of Excellence, has, of course, certain features which is different from Pusat Studi in general, or Study Center in general. For example, the center have different structure, different financial sources, different networking, different program, academic program, research, and so forth. So, for example, the center we have not only doing research, but also any academic activities, which include teaching and service also, and so forth. So we basically COA is not like a research center or study center in general. The second, what makes this COA very significant for Satyawacana is because we are going to be designed as a small booth of this university to help university make a local impact or international impact. So have a globalized, internationalized university. So all programs in research, publications, tech and so forth will be conducted in English. So this is one of the significant features also for this COA. I am in personal very happy about the birth of this COA because we have been talking this COA for many, not many years, but quite long. That before I joined this university last year, which actually when I was in Saudi Arabia, I already talked with Pak Willy Suta, with Bung Isak Latu, so we talk online and offline also, we talk, discuss in many occasions. UKSW, Satyawacana need a center for Christian-Muslim relations. I try to convince them, try to convince people why we need this center. First, Satyawacana, of course, this is a Christian university, but we have significant Muslim population, right? And we live in Indonesia, in Salatiga, which is the majority of Muslim, but there is no such kind of a Christian-Muslim center that try to connect, to bridge these two important religious groups. So this doesn't mean other religious group is not important. Hindu, Buddhism, Hinduism, Confucianism is not important. So this is why I put the word religion in this center. So Center for the Study of Religion and Christian-Muslim Relations. So that means we acknowledge Hinduism, we acknowledge Confucianism, we acknowledge Buddhism, we also acknowledge local belief. So I hope the center will become a bridge not only for Christian and Muslim, but also other religious groups in Salatiga, in Satyawacana, in Indonesia, and also globally. This is one of the important things why we have to have this kind of center. And I'm really proud for the first time, even though this is a new center, newborn baby, but we already make connection, collaboration with very diverse political, religious, and civic groupings in Indonesia and beyond. For example, we already make a connection with the Ministry of Religious Affairs. This here, Mr. Adib is my dear colleague and friend. We make collaboration with not only with Ministry of Religious Affairs, but also with the BRIN. I think representative of BRIN also somewhere here. BRIN is a national national research, National Research and Innovation Center. I think representative for BRIN also in this room. So we collaborate with BRIN also, and we also already officially have been accepted as an official member in the network for Christian network for the Center of Christian-Muslim Relations. This is a global international network around 30 center on religious or interreligious and Christian-Muslim center. We have our annual symposium, and next year we are going to meet in Cairo, in Egypt, to talk about the possibility of a collaboration between Christian, Muslim, and so forth around the globe. So I think this is one of the milestones also for this university, for this center also. And also for the first time, I try to connect with the Ministry of Religious Affairs, and this is also the first time this university accepted scholarship from the Ministry of Religious Affairs. So this is the first time we have officially the money, the funding from the Ministry of Religious Affairs go to Satya Wacana Christian University, which is for a long time the money, the Adib's money and my friend's money and Ministry of Religious Affairs going to Islamic school, Islamic university and so forth. So I asked the Ministry of Religious Affairs is not only for Muslim, it's also for Christian, for Buddhist, for Hindu, for Buddhist. So scholarship should go not only to Muslim university, Islamic university, but also to Christian university, to Buddhist university, to Hindu university, because that your name is Ministry of Religious Affairs, not Ministry of Muslim Affairs. So remember that. So I think it's fair enough. And Adib, I brought Adib here, and my colleague also, Mr. Rahman, also brought here. Rahman provides scholarship and also funding for research thing and so forth. But Adib also provide many things. So we, for the first time, we joined forces with the Ministry of Religious Affairs, especially from Adib as a Center for Religious Harmony. We are going to co-chair International Symposium for Peace, Integrity, and Eco-Theology. This is also the first time. The first time has been conducted by Adib Center and my center here in Satya Wacana. We co-chair of this very significant international symposium, which will be held in September this year. So Adib will talk about symposium. So my job is to talk about center. I will not talk about international symposium. So we even though we co-chair, so I gave him separate time to talk about international symposium. So enough to say, but I am happy in personal. I'm happy not because this is officially we inaugurated this very important center, but because this center will be the beginning for us to work together, to join forces not only in research but also in other academic activities and so forth. So I also invite not only for Christian group but also Muslim community here in Salatiga, including in our neighbor, UIN Salatiga, the State Islamic University in Salatiga. So for many years, Padip, I talked to you and also Richard, for many years Salatiga have two important universities. Satya Wacana Christian University and State Islamic University. But the connection is low, or maybe zero connection with the district. So they said Satya Wacana is Eastern Indonesia, UIN Salatiga is Western Indonesia. So there is no, so they never talk. Well, maybe they connected individually, personally. Pak Ishak already built connection with several lecturer, professor at UIN Salatiga, but only several people, several professors, but not institutional relationship or partnership. So this is the first time, in the beginning, I bring them together, to work together, to join forces in research and other, no West and no East. So this is why to join forces in all. So this is why I invite leaders from UIN and also some other leaders. Also, this is the main point of bridging them. So the center will be the bridge, not only to providing in research, collaboration in research, but also in other academic activities. So I think that's it. I think no need for me to talk longer. So I think it's just enough for me. My job is, to provide network thing and so on and so forth, and to introduce someone with others and so on and so forth. And I already make some connection not only in Salatiga but also in other places. Even before the establishment of this center, I met General Eddie Artono from the anti-terror organization. I talked to them. We have to engage also with the university. I talk with other stakeholders, national and provincial and local. I think they are all welcome, and I personally really happy about this, and I hope in the future we can always make together in research, doing research collaboration in not only in Salatiga, Satya-Wacana, but also in other places. Last but not least, I would like to thank you so much, Richard, for coming to this very small but very meaningful place. I believe it's not like Oxford, not like UK, but Salatiga is, I think it's more beautiful than Oxford, than UK. So thank you so much for coming, and to those who never know, Richard is a very important person in Christian Muslim studies. So and he is coming here. He pay himself. I do not pay him to come. So Richard pay himself. I think I really do respect for your and also the same thing. Last year, my colleague from Georgetown University, he came here. He paid the flight. I didn't pay. He came here to see me, to talk, and so I'm really honored for your visit, and hope we can have some future collaboration. And also Pak Willy Toisuta, so my father, Pak Willy Toisuta, is a very important person, very important man in this room. I think Pak Willy Toisuta, you are the third rector of Satya-Wacana. We talked for many years before establishing of this center, and really thank you for this support. Pak Adib for the Ministry of Education, and also thank you so much for the support, and also for the leadership Satya-Wacana. Unfortunately, the rector is not here, somewhere, I don't know. But thank you so much, Pak Yafet, for coming. You are the representative of the Satya-Wacana leadership, so thank you so much for coming. And also distinguished speakers, Mas Ancu, Mbak Fat, thank you so much for coming to this place. And also the Dean, our distinguished Dean, I hope in the future will become. Thank you so much also. Once again, I would like to say thank you so much. Matur nuwun, terima kasih. I would like to say in Arabic, syukran katsira, syukran jazil. Thank you so much.
Yes, so now we will listen a keynote remark from Professor Yafet Yosafet, will then receive PhD.
Yes, yeah, it works. Shalom. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi Santi Om. Rahayu, salam kebajikan, and a very good morning to all of us. Before I begin this speech, please allow me to warmly greet our distinguished speakers, guests, and invitees who are present this morning. Let me highlight and mention some of them who are already here. The Honorable Dr. Muhammad Adib Abu Somad, Head of the Center of Religious Harmony, the Ministry of Religion. Thank you for coming. The Honorable Dr. Suwarsono, Director of Christian Higher Education at the Ministry of Religion. I think I can just met you 2 days ago in Jakarta. Thank you for coming and seeing us today. The Honorable Dr. Richard McCallum from the Oxford Center for Muslim Christian Studies. Thank you for flying long away from the UK and reach us here this morning. It's such a wonderful to have you this morning. The Honorable Dr. Sumanto Qurtuby, the Chairman of CSR and CMR. It's quite a difficult name to pronounce. Okay, much easier for me now. The Honorable Professor Isaac Raku, Chair of the Academic Council, the Honorable Professor Fatima Hussein from UIN Sunan Kalijaga, Yogyakarta, the Honorable Dr. Samsul Ma'arif from CRCS Gajah Mada University. Thanks for coming as well. Dear colleagues, students, media, and all participants and delegates. It is such an honor and privilege for me to meet and greet all the guests and scholars who will be attending and sharing their thoughts, expertise, and experiences related to the inauguration of the Center of Excellence for the Study of Religion and Christian-Muslim Relations and Inspire International Symposium on Peace, Integrity, Responsiveness, and Eco-Theology 2026. Today, we are going to start a new era, as Professor Sumanto just stated before, an era where UKSW is committed itself not only for fighting for justice and peace to all Indonesians, but also for its contribution to a just and peaceful global harmonious relationship between Christian and Muslim. We are now going to witness the inauguration of CSR-CMR by slicing, we don't have tumpeng here? Not yet. We are going to have that tumpeng here. By slicing of a tumpeng, tumpeng or tumpeng? Sorry. I come from East Indonesia, so a little bit hard to pronounce that word. And we are going also to witness a side of some of agreements. I would say that as UKSW at Satya Wacana Christian University, we give institutional shape to a conviction that Satya Wacana Christian University has had since its founding, that Christian-Muslim engagement is not a threat to our identity, but a condition to a faithful witness. The slicing of the tumpang or tumpeng is a ritual of shared destiny. It says, peace is not a distant ideal, but a meal we prepare and eat together. It also symbolizes the very philosophical underpinning of Satya Wacana's idealism that is stated in our university march, which states, bela kebenaran, bela keadilan, pantang mundur, maju perkasa, which is roughly translated into to fight for righteousness, to fight for justice and fairness. Without hesitance, we march forward with brave and courage. For Satya Wacana, the presence of this center and its noble causes are depiction and manifestation of the march. Let me touch on the scholarship aspects of the two historic events this morning. The great theologian, Professor Hans Kuhn, famously wrote 23 years ago, "No peace among the nations without peace among the religions. No peace among the religions without dialogue between the religions." This is another holy book for those who study religions. To add more to this perspective by Professor Kuhn's seminal notion, as a law professor, I would say that no dialogue remains sustainable without legal and constitutional guarantee of religious freedom and equal citizenship. The 1945 Indonesian Constitution, particularly Article 29, guarantees freedom of religion. The state is based upon belief in one God, and the state guarantees all citizens, all persons, the freedom to worship according to their own religion or belief. And I know for sure the Ministry of Religious Affairs Center for Religious Harmony has long been working hard to translate this constitutional promise into local practice called kerukunan. The signing of the implementation agreement between PKUB, the Minister of Religion, and CSR-CMR, which we are going to witness this morning, is therefore a legal act with moral weight It binds us to a public duty to produce research that informs policy and to train leaders who respect both the rule of law, again, not only rule of law, but also rule of love and human dignity. Another indispensable scholar, Martha Nussbaum, a philosopher and law scholar who works also in religious liberty and the capabilities approach, argues that a just society does not merely tolerate religious difference, but actively creates conditions or opportunities for its citizens to practice their faith with dignity. Our center will take up this challenge. It will study not only theological texts, but also lived realities. How do Christian and Muslim neighbors navigate daily disputes over loudspeakers? I sometimes cannot sleep in the morning due to the loudspeakers. Burial grounds or interreligious marriages. How can we deal with this kind of issues? How can customary law, hukum adat, and national law work together to prevent conflicts? These are legal questions as much as theological ones. And certainly, I believe that CMR, with its academic council and advisory board, is uniquely positioned to answer all these challenges. Ladies and gentlemen, let me also invoke Professor Abdullah Ahmad An-Naim from Charles Howard Candler, Professor of Law at Emory University. Professor An-Naim argues that religious communities must develop internal discourse of constitutionalism and civic rights separate from state coercion. His work reminds us that interreligious peace building cannot be mandated from above. It must be cultivated from within with each tradition. This is why the presentation we will hear today are also so vital. Dr. Willy Tesuta will trace the founding visions of the UKSW interreligious heritage. Professor Fatima Hussein offers an Islamic perspective on Muslim-Christian relations. Dr. Samsul Ma'arif shared ICRS history and programs on these critical issues. And our distinguished guest, Dr. Richard McCallum, will describe the Oxford Center journey on dealing with peace between Christian and Muslim. Each of these contributions is a seed of internal tradition grounded peace building. I do hope that CMR will nurture these seeds through comparative research, public seminars, and grassroots training. Distinguished scholars, speakers, and delegates. Now I turn to the INSPIRE, the International Symposium on Peace, Integrity, and Responsiveness of Eco-Theology. Especially, I would like to highlight the phrase, responsiveness of eco-theology. The late Wangari Maathai, Nobel laureate, declared in her Nobel lecture, December 10, 2004, we are called to assist the earth to heal her wounds, and in the process, heal our own indeed, to embrace the whole of creation in all its diversity, beauty, and wonder. In the same spirit, scholars such as Said Hussein Nas and the late Pope Francis in Laudato Si 2015 have shown that both Muslim and Christian traditions contain profound resources for eco-theological responsibility. The main holy question for us all today would be, how can a shared eco-theology become a bridge between Christian and Muslim cooperation in protecting Indonesia's and world's forests, land, air, rivers, and coast? This is not a side project. It is a holy main duty of all of us. As Vice Rector for Partnership Affairs, I am also especially proud that later today at Geraha Nusantara, we will sign a memorandum of agreement with the Oxford Center for Muslim Christian Studies and the Center for Interdisciplinary Studies on Religion and Culture. This rare event signifies a strong commitment and good faith to exchange scholars, co-publish research, design joint curricula, among other good things that we are all about to do together. Hence, I call upon all our partners, let us build a national and global network that are both academically rigorous and locally impactful. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Professor Imtiaz Utabi, Dr. Sumanto Al-Qurtuby, Dr. Richard McCallum, Dr. Muhammad Adib, Professor Fatima, Dr. Samsul, Dr. Willy Tashuta, Professor Isaac Latu, and all parties who have been working very hard to realize this event this morning. Finally, on behalf of Rector of UKSW, Professor Imtiaz Utabi, and by asking God's grace, I hereby inaugurate the Center of Excellence for the Study of Religion and Christian-Muslim Relations and declare the Inspire 2026 is officially launched. God bless us all. Good morning, everyone. Thank you.